Hello, my crafty friends. Today I'm sharing a pop-up Halloween card, and I think it's my favorite Halloween card that I made this year. It is a slimline card, but it is a little wider than my normal slimlines. So normally I do a 3.5 by 8.5, and this one folded is 4 inches by 8.5 inches. Now this skeleton, how fun is this skeleton? Every year I pull out embellishments and stuff to make my Halloween cards or my Thanksgiving cards or Valentine's Day, whatever the season is that I'm working on. And when my cards are done, any embellishments that I haven't used go into like a baggie or a little container for that particular season. Well, I keep adding to the baggie and I never seem to use them. So this year I decided that's it. For the Halloween and Thanksgiving, I was getting some of this stuff out and I was going to either complete it, put it in recycling, or decide whether or not it's worth keeping for another year. This skeleton was in the Halloween package and I don't know why I hadn't used it. I don't even know where it came from. I know that the skeleton was likely cricket cut, but I haven't used my Cricut in years. In fact, I don't even have it. I sold it and all the cartridges. I sold everything. So I don't, like I said, don't even know how long it's been in there. It wasn't even assembled. There was the skeleton piece, the black shadow layer, and the skull layer in the baggie. So I glued it together and thought, oh my goodness, it's perfect for a slimline card. And maybe that's why I hadn't used it, is because at the time, mostly I was doing A2 cards and I felt it was too big for an A2 card and never used it. So here it is. I added it on an Action Wobble, and can you see that I trimmed the sides of the Action Wobble here because it did stick out on the sides. And also I added just a little resin heart that was from the Stampin' Up! Clearance rack, and it's just a subtle detail. I quite like it. The black confetti I've had for a long time, again, more years than I can count. And I've been trying to use it on a lot of my cards this year. I'm applying it with just a thin strip of thin foam tape, and I barely made a dent in that package. The pattern paper is from Making Memories. I probably bought it at our local scrapbook store within the last couple of years, and I always buy 2 sheets of 12 by 12 paper if I'm buying it. So I do have another sheet of that to use another year. I used the Banners Pick-a-Punch that's in the holiday catalog from Stampin' Up! I'm really getting a lot of use out of that. I'm glad I bought it. And then this is new. This is the stamp set, and it is called Sassy Pants Spooktacular from My Favorite Things. I've vowed not to add more Thanksgiving or Halloween to my collection until I use up some of what I have. But I saw those stamps and they were fun, and so I did invest in those this year. When you open the card up, it is a pop-up, and it is quite a dramatic pop-up. Look at the height and the depth you get. So normally I have been using the Catherine label, and I just kind of rediscovered that the arms of Karen Burniston's Upsy Daisy work really well for pop-ups. So that's what I used here. The mechanism rather, is from the Upsy Daisy Pop Up. The crosshatch ovals, also by Karen Burniston. The stickers, these were the last 3 in the package, so that sheet got used up. I'm thrilled. They were clear like a vinyl sticker, but I loved the glitter on them. I probably picked them up at a dollar store here in Canada, and so they were attached to white cardstock, and then I fussy cut them out. The stamp here is from Stampin' Up! It's been retired. I think it is Happy Halloween, and it was the spider web with the space for a sentiment, had something like a sweet treat for you, or something about baking or sweet treats, or something about treats. So you would then cut it or punch it to put on treat bags. So I actually cut those off. They're photopolymer stamps. They cut very easily, and I cut those off. I get a lot more use out of having the space as to put any sentiment I want rather than someone's name. I do a lot of treat holders, but this stamp is not one that I would use for that. So I also wanted to show you the Upsy Daisy Pop Up, because if you do it the other way, so if I had glued it upside down or the other way, I don't know, I have to do a prototype, so I consistently know what I'm doing with it. But you can see how the image flips over when you open it. So when you start to open the card, it is facing the right side of the card, and then as you open it, it reveals. So I'm going to play with that some more. So that will be on my fun to-do list. But I do like the height and dimension you get from it, and it works really well for a slimline card, depending on what you choose to put on it. The mechanism itself fits perfectly in a slimline, and I'm talking the normal 3.5-inch width slimline that I normally do. But because I had kind of played with it, I knew that I was going to need a 4-inch width if I wanted to use that cat. And you can see it comes pretty much to the edge of the card when the card is closed, but still remains hidden, so works really well. My stamp from Riley & Company on the back, and the slimline cards fit in a number 10 business envelope. And this one, if I put a piece of lightweight cardstock on top before I put it in the envelope, I'm pretty sure this will mail for a single stamp. If you enjoyed my card today, please give my video a thumbs up and subscribe to see more. And that's it for me today.